Hi, you are welcome to the Real Pick YT YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe Real Pick YT YouTube channel soon. Join us to learn about the world. Today I am going to tell you about Michael Jackson. Jackson was born on August 29, 1958 in Gray, Indiana. Jackson's mother, Katherine Jackson, was a homemaker and a devout Jehovah's Witness. His father, Joseph Jackson, had been a guitarist who put aside his musical aspiration to provide for his family as a corner operator. Behind the scenes, Joseph pushed his son to succeed. He was also reportedly known to become violent with them. Jackson was one of 10 children. 9 Jackson siblings, including Treby, Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, Latia, Marlon, Randy, and Janet, all made marks in the musical industry. Under his father's encouragement, Jackson's career in music began at the age 5. Joseph believed his son had talent and modeled them into a musical group in the early 1960s that would later become known as the Jackson 5. At first, the Jackson family performs consist to Jackson's older brother Tito, Jermaine, and Jackie. Jackson joined his siblings when he was 5 years old and emerged as the group's leader vocalist. He showed remarkable range and depth for such a young performer, impressing audience with his ability to convey complex emotions. Older brother Marlon also became a member of the group, which evolved into the Jackson 5. Jackson and his brothers spent endless hours rehearsing and polishing their acts. At the first, the Jackson 5 played local gigs and built a strong following. They recorded one single on their own, Big Boy, with the B-side "To Have Changed," but the record failed to generate much interest. The Jackson 5 moved on to working as the opening act for such R&B artists as Gladys Knight and Peeps, James Brown, and Sam and Dave. Many of these performers were signed to the legendary Motown record label, and the Jackson 5 eventually caught the attention of Motown founder Berry Gordy. Impressed by the group, Gordy signed them to a label in early 1969. Jackson and his brothers moved to Los Angeles, where they lived with Gordy and with Diana Ross of the Supremes as they got settled. The Jackson 5 was introduced to musical industry at a special event in August 1969, and the group later opened for the Supremes. Their first album, Diana Ross Present the Jackson 5, hit the chart in December 1969 with its single I Want You Back, reaching number 1 of Billboard Hot 100 chart shortly afterward. More chart-topping singles quickly followed, such as ABC, The Love You Save, and I Will Be There. For several years, Jackson and the Jackson 5 maintained a busy tour and recording schedule. Under the supervision of Berry Gordy and his Motown staff, the group became so popular that they even had their own self-titled cartoon show, which ran from 1971 to 1972. At the same time, Jackson launched his solo career. Despite the group's great success, there was trouble brewing behind the scenes. Tensions mounted between Gordy and Joseph Jackson over the management of his children's careers, with the Jackson wanting more creative control over their material. The group officially severed ties with Motown in 1976, although Jermaine Jackson remained with the label to pursue his solo career. Now calling themselves the Jackson, the group signed a new recording deal with Epic Records. By the release of their third album for the label, 1978's Destiny, the brothers had emerged as talented songwriters. The overwhelmingly positive response to Jackson's 1979 solo album Off the Wall helped the Jackson as a group. Time sold more than 1 million copies, and the brothers went on extensive tour to support the recording. At the same time, Jackson continued exploring more ways to branch out on his own. In 1983, Jackson embarked on his final tour with his brothers to support the album Victory. The one major hit from the recording was Jackson's duet with Mick Jagger, Stay of Shock. In August 1994, Jackson announced that he had married Lisa Marie Presley, daughter of rock icon Elvis Presley. The couple gave a joint television interview with Diane Sawyer, but the union proved to be short-lived. They divorced in 1996. Some thought that the marriage was a publicity ploy to restore Jackson's image after children molestation allegation. Later the same year, Jackson wed nurse Debbie Rowe. The couple divorced in 1999. Jackson and Rowe had two children through artificial insemination. Son Michael Joseph Prince Jackson, born in 1997. The daughter Paris Michael Catherine Jackson, born in 1998. When Rowe and Jackson divorced, Michelle received full custody of their two children. Jackson would go on to have a third child, Prince Michael Blanket Jackson II, with an unknown surrogate. After Jackson's death, June 2009, his children were placed in the care of their grandmother, Catherine Jackson, as dedicated in his will. In respect to their father's wishes, Prince, Paris and Blanket were largely kept out the limelight. They stepped up to the mic in 2009 to speak to fans at their father's funeral, and again in January 2010 to accept a posthumous Lifetime Achievement Award for their father at the Grammy. In July 2012, a judge temporarily suspended Catherine Jackson's grandship, Prince Paris and Blanket, after he was erroneously reported missing by a relative. During the time, T.J. Jackson, son of Tito, received temporary custody of children. Catherine's disappearance comes shortly after a dispute between her and several members of Jackson clan, who raised questions about the validity of Jackson's will, pointed finger at the Jackson matriarch, and called for the executors of his estate to resign. It was soon divorced that the early woman wasn't missing, but had simply taken a trip to Arizona. On August 2, 2012, a judge restored Catherine Jackson as the primary guardian of Prince, Paris and Blanket, also approving a plan granting T.J. Jackson co-guardianship of the children. In 1980, Jackson created a Southern California ranch called Neverland, a fantasy retreat for a shy and quiet performer who never was truly comfortable with media attention and rarely gave interviews. At the 2,700 acre property, Jackson kept exotic pets such as chimpanzee named Bubble. He also installed amusement park type readers and sometimes opened up the ranch for children's events. The mansion was put on the market for $100 in 2015, then later relisted for $31 million in early 2019. Jackson was badly injured while filming a commercial for PepsiCo in 1984, suffering burns to his face and scalp. At the top of his game creatively and commercially, Jackson had signed a $5 million endorsement deal with the soda against the previous year. Jackson had surgery to repair his injuries, and his believed they have began experiment with plastic surgery around this time. His face, especially his nose, would become dramatically altered in coming years. Around the late 1980, rumors began swirling that Jackson was lightening the color of his skin to appear more white and sleeping in a special chamber to increase his lifespan. In 1993, Jackson agreed to a rare television interview with Oprah Winfrey to quell rumors. He explained that the change in his skin tone was the result of a skin condition known as vitiligo, and he opened up about the abuse he suffered from his father. Jackson died on June 25 in 2009 at the age of 50 after suffering a cardiac arrest in his Los Angeles home. CPR attempt failed and he was rushed to the hospital where he died later that morning. In February 2010, an official coroner's report revealed Jackson's case of death was acute propofol intoxication through a lead overdose on a prescription drug cocktails including the sedative midazolam, diazepam, and lidocaine. Aided by his personal physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, Jackson had been taking sedative drugs to help him sleep at night. Doctor told police that he believed Jackson had developed a particular addiction of propofol, which Jackson referred to as him milk. Doctor reportedly administered propofol by 4th in evening in 50 milligrams dosage and was attempting to wean the pop star off the drug around the time of his death. The police investigation revealed that doctor was not licensed to prescribe most controlled drugs in the state of California. The step he had taken to save Jackson also under scrutiny, as evidence showed that the standard of care of administering propofol had not been met, and the recommended equipment for patient monitoring, precision dosing, and resolution had not been present. As a result, Jackson's death was ruled a homicide. Doctor was convicted of involuntary manslaughter on November 7, 2011, earning a maximum prison sentence of 4 years. On July 7, 2009, a televised memorial was held for fans for the King of Pop. The Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles, while 70,500 free tickets were issued to fans via lottery. An estimated 1 billion views watched that memorial on TV or online. Jackson's death resulted in an outpouring of public grief and sympathy. Memorials were erected around the world, including one at the arena where he was sent to perform, and other at his childhood home in Gray, Indiana. The Jackson family held a private funeral on September 3, 2009 at the Forest Lawn Memorial Park in California. For immediate family members and 200 guest celebrity mourners include Jackson's ex-wife Lisa Mary Pasquale and actress Elizabeth Tyol. I think you enjoyed this story, so stay with us to find out what you didn't know about this world. And don't forget to subscribe Real Pic YT YouTube channel. Have a nice day.